Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there, these men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Spring training to you, girls and boys, here on the BCR. As we're set to bring you this game and get you ready for the boys of summer. Opening day is quickly approaching, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered out on the diamond. So kick back and relax. Grab you a cold one, as we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of radio baseball. we'll hit the lineups as the game moves on. Wherever you are, we'll take you out to the warm sunshine and the beautiful blue skies of spring training baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe and set the alerts, as we've got a full docket of spring baseball coming your way leading up to opening day. So with the spring in our step, the wind at our back, and the sun high in the sky, let's put it all aside and head out to the old ballpark. Everybody, good afternoon, y'all. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, Braves versus Rays. Braves are on the road today, so we'll be batting first. And real quick, let's go over the lineups as we try to get all the ducks in a row. As far as the lineups go today, it's a travel day for the Braves, so you're not going to see some of the regular names. We are going to see some interesting names and some new names that we've been looking forward to seeing. So it's not all for naught. Leading off for the Atlanta Braves will be Jorge Mateo at short. Batting second, playing left, Mike Yastrzemski. He was one of the bigger signings of the offseason. I wouldn't call it an enormous signing. He is expected to play quite a bit of left field, as especially in the early going with the injuries that the Braves have. They're saying that quite a bit it's going to be Jurickson Profar at the DH position, but not today. He is not in the lineup. So Yaz is in left, batting second. Eli White is in center, batting third. Jonah Heim, the newly acquired catcher from the Rangers, is batting cleanup and behind the plate. Ben Gamble is in right, batting fifth. Kyle Farmer, the designated hitter, is batting sixth. Brett Wisely, another new addition, trying to make the squad, is batting seventh and playing second base. And Tristan English is at first and batting eighth. Luke Williams, Cool Hand Luke, is back, and he is at third base and batting ninth. Braves are wearing their dark blue jerseys. I'm going to go ahead and pull this. When we get the other lineup screen going, we're going to transfer to that, but it always takes a minute for them to get it together. And as far as Tampa Bay is concerned, left to right across the outfield, it'll be Melton, DeLuca, and Velade in right. Third base is Caminero. Shortstop is Williams. Second base is Palacios. And at first today, it's Aranda. Nick Fortes behind the plate. Tampa Bay are in their light blue jerseys with the starburst on the front representing the Rays. Blue ball caps, TB on the top with the, not a big fan of the 2026 garb that they've got going on across the league. But here we go, and yes sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball to Jorge Mateo. It's 1-0, the 1-0, down and away. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it over to third. Caminera scoops it, fires over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout to retire the first out for the Atlanta Braves in 2026 spring training. Braves are going to have Cookie Carrasco on the hill today. He'll probably get an inning or two in, and then they'll go to the bullpen. First pitch on the way to Mike Yastrzemski is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Lifts it. High and deep. Into center field. Going back. On the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A solo shot. And the Yaz goes yard, baby, to get his career going here with the Atlanta Braves. How about that? Ding-dong, that pitch is dead.
Hitting, it's not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Now, who are you again?
Assistant to the traveling secretary.
You're the guy who put us
Mike
in the Ramada.
Yastrzemski
Want to talk about hotels?
knocks one over the wall, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. That'll be followed up by Eli White popping up the first pitch he sees, can of corn, over to third base, and it's quickly 2 down. F5 in your scorecard. So Yastrzemski starts off with a bang. The one on X will be ready to put him in the MVP race. Good to see everybody in the chat. We'll get to that here in a second. Still trying to get some, there were some late additions, late scratches on the lineup card, so I'm trying to make sure I get that correct. 1-0 count to Jonah Heim. Righty-lefty matchup. And the pitch is outside wide, 2-0. The 2-0. Right there across the chest for a strike. 2-1. Jonah Heim batted .213 last year. It's a lifetime .225 hitter. He takes a hack at that pitch and fouls it back. It's 2-2. The 2-2 count. Braves 1, Rays nothing. If you're just joining us, the Yaz went yard. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning, but not before the Yaz goes yard. It's 1-0 Atlanta. We'll take it to the bottom of the first inning. Cookie Carrasco to the bump when we return.
Now, I hope you're happy. According to Betsy at the switchboard, we've logged over 50 irate calls.
50? Damn, you broke my record. The most I ever got was 35 when I did that commentary. Lady umpires, finally a chest worth protecting.
Waylon had an old school bus that he'd painted black, all the windows and everything, with a paintbrush. And she kept dynamite back there in the back, just in case. I recall this one place that we went, it was like a barn. And it come time to get paid, and so we waited and waited. And Waylon's having a fit. Then all of a sudden, everybody started leaving, and everybody left. Wasn't nobody in the place. It was just empty. And Waylon said, you know, we waited long enough. So we get back in the bus, and we split and went right across the field. And we finally got to the pavement. All of a sudden, that whole ass end of that club blew up. I don't know how he made sure everybody was out or what. If there's a possum in there, I imagine he went flying.
We need to throw a big-ass party because I need to be amongst my friends. Let's call the crew. Let's round the boys up. Round the crew up! Let's have a kick-ass party! We got the diary! And the crew! Get down! I have 2 numbers in my phone. Huh.
But Earl Weaver's Orioles, the best team in baseball that year, were waiting for them in Baltimore. Few gave New York much of a chance. As expected, the Mets lost the first game 4-1, but they came back to take the second behind the brilliant pitching of Jerry Kuzma. And then the Orioles came to Shea Stadium, where the Mets and 56,000 of their fans were waiting for them. New York won the third game 5-0, thanks to the pitching of Gary Gentry and Nolan Ryan. In the fourth game, Tom Seaver outpitched Mike Cuellar. To everyone's amazement, the Mets now led the series 3-1. They needed just one more victory.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Cookie Carrasco is in the dirt. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Melton leading off the left fielder. The 0-1. Bounces it up there for a ball. It's 1-1. So 1-1 count. Carrasco looking in. Comes set, kicks and fires. Right there. Did not get the call. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, chops it off his foot down the first base line. 2-2. Braves starting their spring training off today. They'll be at home tomorrow against Minnesota. That is not being broadcasted, nor is Monday's game, but we're back at it Tuesday. We'll get a link on Tuesday's game as the 2-2 pitch. Inside track, caught looking, strike 3. Might have been a touch inside, but not close enough to challenge. 1 away. Looks like a lot of the spring training broadcasts this year do not have the active strike zone. I don't know if that's intentional, if that's just something they haven't hooked up. I was watching the games last night after we got done, and I only saw one other broadcast with the strike zone on it. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Junior Caminera, 45 home runs last year. 1-0 swing. That ball's going to get ripped up the middle, and that's going to be a worm burner. Base hit, and it's a 1-out single for the Tampa Bay Rays. Good hard hit ball up the middle. Carrasco leaving it well too far over the plate. You're wondering why Carrasco's getting the start today. A, it's a road game. And B, you tend to not put your best foot forward in the opening day of spring training. And different teams will do different things. As the first pitch on the way to Williamson, righty-righty matchup. Shortstop for the Rays, banks a foul down the line. Ben Williamson. It's 0-1. 253 average with 1 home run, 21 RBIs. So unless something disastrous happens, Cookie Carrasco will not make the squad. As he flips it over to first. Whether or not he'll decide to stay in the Braves organization or not. Remember, he had a terrible ERA last year when the Braves did pick him up off of the waiver wire. The Braves signed him more for anything else, just depth in the organization. As the pitch on the way, misses outside. 1-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-1. Inside there for a strike, 1-2. One-two count. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the 4-seam fastball. Strike 3. Just like the Atlanta Braves, Tampa Bay does not have all their starters in today, but you do see some of the starters. Of course, Junior Caminera, the man standing at first base, is one of the better hitters to come along in this organization a long time. This isn't necessarily indicative of what Tampa Bay is going to look like on opening day either. First pitch on the way is a curveball off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Jonathan Aranda batted .316 last year, 106 games and 14 home runs. He's expected to be on the field. 1-0, chops it down to the right-hand side into the right field, and coming up and scooping it and firing into the infield is Ben Gamble. But the Tampa Bay Rays have runners on the corners, and there's 2 outs. Good hard hit ball. Looked like one of those sinkers that didn't sink for Cookie Carrasco. And runners on the corners, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swung on, and that ball's popped up. Mateo's going to drift back, F6 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves get out of Dodge. They lead it 1-0. We go to the second inning here in the Grapefruit League.
Who was the youngest player to appear in a Major League Baseball game? Look no further, this is the story of Joe Nuxhall. With many baseball players being called away to serve in World War II, the Reds, looking to fill out their roster, were interested in signing a 36-year-old semi-pro pitcher named Orville Nuxhall. The game they came to scout had Orville pitching for one team and his 14-year-old son pitching for another. Both of them would be offered tryouts, but only Joe would be able to attend. Joe would make enough of an impression during his tryout that he was offered an opportunity to travel with the team on their next trip to St. Louis. Although he made the trip to St. Louis, he wouldn't be able to make the trip to Chicago due to school resuming in the near future. He would sign a contract with the Reds in 1944 that paid him $175 a month, signed on his behalf. On June 10, 1944, at the young age of 15, he made his Major League debut playing mop-up duty with the Reds, trailing 13-0. 2/3 of an inning, 5 runs allowed on 2 hits, and 5 walks. The next out he would get wouldn't come for another 2,902 days, and wouldn't return to the majors until 1952. 14 years later, at the age of 37, he retired from baseball, with 135 wins and 2,300 innings under his belt, spanning over 16 seasons.
At the heart of this cultural phenomenon was Jackie Robinson, and in 1956 he would lead the Dodgers to the 6th pennant of his career. It would also be his last. With Robinson's retirement, Brooklyn was losing a hero, but after the next season they would lose something more. Roy Campanella would have his career tragically cut short in a car accident.
Cappy's accident stunned the whole team. When we found out he was actually paralyzed, we didn't say a word. We just couldn't speak.
Before they could get over the loss of their 2 great heroes, the borough of Brooklyn would lose their entire team. As the Dodgers announced they were moving to Los Angeles for the 1958 season. For Brooklyn fans, the pain would be both immediate and long-lasting.
When it came out that we were moving to L.A., oh my God, they went up in arms. They couldn't believe it, could not believe it. It was like losing a loved one.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning, first pitch swinging by Ben Gamble, and that ball is cranked, yanked, and shanked over the fence. Zip, boom, bam. See you later. 2-0. Atlanta GA. He clocked that one over the wall, and wow, what a home run. Atlanta two solo shots. Ben Gamble got into one. 2-0 your score. Here at the top of the second inning, righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way to Kyle Farmer is right there. First strike. It's 0-1. First strike, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Swing. That ball is struck into left field. That is down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves have something cooking here with nobody out, one across already, and the Farmer is aboard. Hard hit. Righty-lefty matchup. Ben Wisely, the batter. First pitch on the way to the second baseman is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. right there. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Braves lead it 2-0. Just getting going here, top of the second inning. Solo shots by Yaz and Gamble. Yaz in the first, Gamble in the second. As the 1-1 pitch misses high. He said he went around? Okay, 1-2. High pitch. Third base ump rang him up and said that he did offer at it. Not sure about that one. They won't be challenging that. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one down and away. One away. Wentz, the right-hander, in for the Tampa Bay Rays. Nichols pitched that first inning, gave up 1 run, 1 hit. Threw about 11 pitches. First pitch on the way to Tristan English is a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. The 0-1. Okay, their feed froze for a second. I do apologize, but there's not a lot I can do. I have 3 different monitors, as always, checking it. I'm like, man, every damn one of them froze there for a split second. The 0-1 pitch, swing, slices it back foul. Until I believe what happened is they flipped it over to first, and for whatever reason there was a pause on the video. If you're following along at home, I'm sure you saw the same thing. Braves 2, Rays nothing. Who do we got in the chat here right now? We got Tree Nug, good to see you. PETA. Freedom. John as the 0-2 pitch is swung on, pops it up, can of corn. It's going to be right next to the second base bag. F6 in your scorecard as Williams comes up with it. 2 down. Joyce Robledo. Uncle Charlie. Bugs, good to see you. Gary the Real McCoy, Iron Lung. Gamer's View. Pitch on the way is swung on, and Luke Williams will ground out into a 6-4 putout to end the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. We've seen that before with Cool Hand Luke. We'll be back in a flash. The Atlanta Braves add 1 more. It's 2-0. Bottom of the second we go.
If y'all see me walking barefoot in downtown Nashville, mind your business.
First time I was on tour, I was about 20 years old. I was with Buddy Holly.
With Buddy Holly?
Yeah, and in fact, that's the farthest I'd ever been away from home. It was in New York City, and they saw me coming really well. I went to this restaurant there, and this woman come up and she said, what can I do for you? And I really, bologna and cheese, and beef is just about it with me. I didn't know nothing about corned beef and all that stuff, and it was delicatessen, so I ordered a sandwich. And she brought it to me, and I didn't like it at all, so I just took 1 bite, and I was sitting back, didn't want to make no noise or waves. She come over and said, okay, I'll charge you for just half a sandwich and give you another one. Well, what'll it be? They still didn't have no bologna, I ordered another one, and I didn't like it either, so I put it in my pocket.
You put it in your pocket?
In my pocket. I didn't want to make her mad, man.
But the next day, the Orioles took an early 3-0 lead. Then, in the bottom of the 6th inning, Cleon Jones of the Mets alleged he had been hit in the foot by pitcher Dave McNally. The umpire hadn't seen it.
Did he hit him? Oh, he hit him. How wonderful. Amazing. It's amazing.
Hodges called for the ball and pointed to a minute speck of shoe polish. Jones went to first.
And here comes Earl Weaver. You could bet on that.
Next up was Don Clendenin.
Deep left field to the warning track.
His home run into the left field stands scored Jones and brought the Mets to within 1 run.
McNally ahead 0-1.
In the 7th, Al Weiss, normally an easy out, somehow managed to hit a home run to tie up the game.
This game has 3 runs apiece.
In the bottom of the 8th, 2 Met doubles and 2 costly Baltimore errors put New York ahead for good.
Welcome back. First pitch from Cookie Carrasco is right there at the bottom of the zone. Called for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and chopped down the third base line. 1-2. Not quite sure why, but you're. See if I can move it up a little bit. But what it's showing right there, being 2-1, is not correct. It's 1-2. We're showing it on the MLB screen as well. The 1-2. Man, that looked like strike 3. Did not get the call. And I think they may be challenging this. Jonah Heim. I don't know if it was Jonah. I believe it was Jonah that is challenging this. Let's see where it's at. They're going to say that's a ball. So the biggest thing with the ABS that you'll see is it is calculating it in the center of a plate, of a home plate. So if you think about how home plate has the flat edge at the front and pointing at the back, and it's more of a box in the middle, and then it goes down like a triangle at the very back end. That last is the 2-2 pitch is swung on and dribbled up the third base line. Cookie's got it, fires it over to first. Did he get him? He did get him. Good throw over there by Cookie. Low throw, but English got the scoop, and there's one away. So if you think about the way it's basically a box sitting on top of a triangle, the back end of that box is considered the center of the plate, and the line that runs across it, that's where it's being judged at. That's why I don't love the ABS system where it is. I think they'll eventually be able to update it, and it's better than nothing right now, right? As the first pitch on the way is up top for a strike, it's only 1. But that's where the sensors are, is in the center of the plate. The 0-1, swing. 1-2. So that pitch right there that they called just off the plate in the middle, it technically hit the front end, the front edge of the plate on the left-hand side of the batter's box. But by the time it got to the center, it had drifted off. The 0-2, lifted high and deep, and that ball is clocked up against the wall. That's going to be a one-out double for the Tampa Bay Rays here in the bottom of the second inning. Good hard hit. DeLuca getting a hold of a hanger. That ball almost left the building. Doesn't appear to be a strong wind out there today. But that ball hit the top of the wall. A little bit of a breeze would have gotten it over. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Keegan, the designated hitter. It's called for a strike. It's 0-1. So my point is, we're going to see this all year long, where we're going to disagree with the ABS, and it's because where the sensors are, where they're calling it balls and strikes on the challenges is the 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. It's going to be right there in the dead center of the plate, so to speak. Doesn't have to hit the center of the plate, but in the middle of that box is where it has to hit. So if it hits the very back end of the zone, or the front end of the zone as it crosses the plate, you're not going to get the call. The 0-2 down and away, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch off the plate. 2-2. Yeah, all that'll be back on regular season training. They don't do that for spring training. You probably weren't with us for yesterday's game, but they explained all that. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Slider off the plate. 2 down. That's something they have to set up in each individual stadium, the way the cameras are set up and whatnot, and that's just not going to happen in the spring training. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Inside. It's 1-0. Ryan Velotti. The 1-0 pitch. Upstairs for a strike. 1-1. Braves lead it 2-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. Swing. Chops it down the line. 1-2. They may have it for WBC because a lot of those are going to be in Major League stadiums. I wouldn't bet on it. Runner at second, 2 outs. The 1-2. Swing. Pops it up. High and deep into center field, but Eli White's there. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Rays threaten with the double, but can't get them across. We'll be back in a flash. Braves 2, Rays nothing. We go to the third.
You know the girl's a red flag when she's damn near 30 messing with 18-year-olds. This girl's done been passed around so much to hell moving to a new city. That done moved to a new generation. I bet it's hard messing around with someone from a different generation like that. You know, every generation's got different sayings and slangs, you know. It's like learning a new language all over again. They'll cook supper for them, you know, and they'll come over, they'll eat, and they'll say shit like, man, you put your foot in this. Then you got to go excuse yourself to go to the bathroom, Google what that means, just to learn that it means that the food was good and not that person has a foot fetish. So you got to worry about lotioning up your feet and everything. I know you got them tile floors in there. They're like figure skating. At that rate, your best bet is to start an OnlyFans and go by the name of Tanya Harding. And
y'all, in my house, we don't like to throw away perfectly good food, so we put the leftovers in the Tupperware, put the Tupperware in the fridge, let it go bad, then we throw it out.
If anything were ever to happen to me, I would want you to get remarried.
Okay.
I was a little fast.
Oh, I just want to make you happy.
Okay. Any idea of who you would
Vicky
marry?
Conroy, probably. She works in my office. She's very organized. The kids love her.
Are you guys talking about Vicky?
Yeah.
Mom, she's awesome.
Just so you know, if something were to happen to me,
That's always going to happen to you, all right.
2-1 pitch. Fly ball. Deep left field. Jones is back to the fence. World Series is over. Jones makes the catch.
The Miracle Mets had won the World Series. 4 games to 1.
After the game, after I'd left all the champagne, I would go to losing locker rooms too, and I went into Earl's office and he was drinking a beer. It was very quiet, and somebody had said to him, didn't you think when you were ahead in the 7th inning you could keep that lead and then take the games back to Baltimore and probably beat the Mets there? And he looked at him and he said, that's what you can't do in baseball. He said, you can't run a few plays into the line and kill the clock. He said, this is why this is the greatest game of them all. You've got to give the other man his chance at bat. This is why this is the greatest game of them all.
Welcome back. Righty-righty matchup. Start off the inning, and the first pitch is down and away to Mateo. 1-0. Leadoff man for the Braves today. Jorge Mateo. Takes the changeup off the plate, ball 2-2. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Fouls it away. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is swung on, chopped over towards third. Gonna have to hurry. Caminero fires it across the diamond and gets Mateo by about a half step. Mateo thinks that he beat it out. Man, that is close. It doesn't look like they're going to challenge as Mateo's heading back. That is extremely close. Mateo can fly. That's the one thing he's always been able to do. It does look like they may have gotten him on a bang-bang play. It would have been nice to see a slowed-down replay there. First pitch on the way to the Yaz, who hit a home run in his debut with the Atlanta Braves. His first time up here in the game, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, slice back foul. 1-2. 0-2 count. Good to see you, Margaret Armstrong. As the 0-2 pitch is right there. 1-2. Righty-lefty, infield back into the right. The 1-2 pitch, swing, fouls it away. Yastrzemski, his biggest strength has always been facing right-handed hitters. Most lefties are like that. But you'll see big splits with him versus lefties. I'd say most of the time when a southpaw gets the start, he'll take the seat. The 1-2. Swing, that ball is lifted out to center field and down for a base hit. And the Atlanta Braves have something cooking here. The Yaz is 2 for 2, baby, in his Atlanta Braves debut. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. Eli White, it's 0-1. Eli popped up in the infield on the first pitch he saw his first time up. Righty-righty matchup, 1 on, 1 out. The 0-1. Atlanta leads it 2-0, top of the third. Pitch on the way. They're going to fire it down to first to try to keep Yaz close by, catch him napping. The ball got away, but a good job by English. Good job by Aranda to keep it from getting away. Ball almost went into the umpires. The 1-1 pitch, that ball gets away. And quickly on top of it, Fortes jumps up to keep the runner at bay. It's 2-1. So a lot of action without a lot of movement. A 2-1 count. Eli White. Pitch on the way, swing, that ball's scalded into left field, and that ball is down for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves got something going. Hard hit ball into left. We go station to station, first and second, and 1 out. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Up over the top, Jonah Heim, it's 0-1. Heim 0 for 1 on the day. Braves so far 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Rays 3 hits, but no runs across. As the 0-1's right there inside, it's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Heim digging in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the fastball on the inner cut. 2 down. 2 on and 2 out, and that'll bring Ben Gamble to the plate. He hit a solo shot his first time up. Heim was just way late on that fastball. They just showed a side replay on that. He was barely getting the ball, the bat going when the ball was crossing the plate. Righty-lefty matchup here as Gamble takes the changeup in the dirt. That's my bad. 1-0 count. Yeah, Margaret. Walt Weiss has been on the Braves coaching staff for years. 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. He's not anything new to the Atlanta Braves. He was the bench coach for years next to Snicker. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he can. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on, lifted high into center field. That ball's going to get down and bounce almost to the wall. It's going to get cut off by DeLuca. 1 run will score. It's 2-0 Braves. 2 runs will score. It's 4-0 your Atlanta Braves. Another good hit by Ben Gamble. They were playing him to pull, and he slapped it towards the gap. Didn't quite get to the wall as it hit the dirt, hit the outfield grass, and kind of divoted, almost like a backspin on a golf shot. It allowed DeLuca to get to the ball before it hit the wall, but nonetheless, the run scored. So runner at second, 2 outs, first pitch swinging. That ball's going to get down. That ball's going to get down for a base hit, and that should be another RBI, and the Atlanta Braves RBI single. 5-0. Putting the nickel up on the board here in the third. This already feels like more runs than we scored all last year. Good hard hit ball. Runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch swinging unwisely comes out of his shoes there on that swing. It's 0-1. 0-1. Gets the fire, swing, pops it up. High into left field, fighting the sun. Will he make the catch? Melton finally gets a track on it, and that'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board. It's 5-0. We'll go to the bottom of the third here in the Grapefruit.
I used to get up in the morning, run 4 miles, then I go to the gym, do my lift, then I'd hit balls for about 2 to 3 hours. I would go play, come back, work on my short game. I'd go run another 4 more miles, and then if anybody wanted to play basketball or tennis, I would go play basketball or tennis. And that was a daily routine.
Hit balls maybe 20 minutes, putt a little bit, smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes, drink 3 Diet Cokes, and go to the first tee. Some days I won't even go to the range.
Listen, I just got out of county jail. Worst time of my life. Listen, I was fishing, right? And catching. I'm catching fish, and I ain't over the limit or nothing. I ain't being illegal, but I ain't got a license, right? Well, I look over down the stream. I see green jeans coming. I put my pole down, walk the other way. All of a sudden, I hear running, and then I hear, "Gay Mormon! Gay Mormon!" So I got to take off. Stop! Gay Mormon! Called up to me because I'm out of shape to smoke cigarettes and arrested. He said, "Why did you not stop?" I was shaking. I was shaking in my boots. I was scared to death. Because you're a gay Mormon. He said, "Game warden! Game warden!"
A trip down memory lane. Where does the idiom come from? Well, what I do know is that it comes from America. It originates from there. And it was initially a song. I think it was a song written in about 1915. Used all over the world now, of course. And it was a song.
Number 5. Starter Dennis Eckersley chalked up 151 wins. That's why Tony changed Eck's role once he got him in '87. All Dennis did was become one of the first and best of the modern-day ninth inning.
Eckersley racks up the save. We interrupt this program to bring you a special report. Dennis Eckersley of the Oakland A's has given up a walk.
Eckersley saved 390 games, won the Cy Young and MVP awards in '92, and was a big part of those dominant A's teams.
Flips to Eckersley. Yes! And the A's are the world champions.
Smiley face, but I know where you live, and I'm going to slit your... Oh, it's a death threat, actually. I'm going to skip that one.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Lefty-lefty match up as Dylan Dodd comes into the game to face the top of the order, the Tampa Bay Rays. Melton versus Dodd. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside. Busts a sinker in on his hands. Just misses. 1-1 count. Braves lead at 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. Pitch on the way, right across the pipe. 2-1. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Atlanta. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. Game 1 of the spring training for both teams. The 2-1 pitch, swing. Sizzles it off his mask. It's 2-2. Showing the Tampa broadcast, and they're interviewing the Rays CEO. The guy interviewing him, and they haven't announced who that is, he looks extremely familiar, almost like he might have been an ex-Atlanta team player. 2-2, swing and a miss. No, just got a piece of that one. Keep it alive. Do it again. I hate when they do these in-game interviews because they make the screen so much smaller because they want to show the knucklehead they're interviewing. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, got him in on the hands, and 1 down. Unfortunately, that's what you get a lot during the spring training because they think you want to see the folks who are being interviewed as opposed to the action. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Always understood why they do the interviews. I just don't understand why they feature them on the screen throughout the game. Pitch on the way, swung on, chopped over towards second. That should be an easy 4-3 put out. It is. Wisely to English. 2 down. Some of the folks that I think, look, if you're looking at the new Braves staff, and Walt Weiss has been around for quite some time with the Braves staff, he did get to manage in Colorado several years ago and talked about what he learned from that. As the first pitch is a swing and a miss strike, it's 0-1. Williamson at the plate, the shortstop batting third. He's 0 for 1 on the day. But I don't think looking at Walt Weiss at what he did as a Colorado manager is fair because that was a really bad roster hit. It's 1 outside wide 1. But regardless, the experience has got to help. But what I'm really more interested in is the other guys that they added in the coaching staff, guys that are new that could breathe some life into this team. Is the 1-1's right there for a strike 1-2. Saw an interview with Tony Mansolino, the bench coach that came over from Baltimore. He had some interesting things to say. And people are really high on Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach. The 1-2 pitch swing. That ball is laced into center field and down for a base hit. And Tampa Bay with 2 outs gets 1 aboard. Tim Hires is back as your hitting coach, but Antoine Richardson is the guy that I'm most interested in this because Hefner gets great reviews. I get all that. But Antoine Richardson supposedly is very good at teaching base stealing at first base. The first pitch to Aranda is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. And when you look at Richardson, as Dodd looks over to first, his 14th pitch of the outing. Pitch inside, sinker. 1-1. They don't have the radar gun showing here today, but I can tell you this, Dylan Dodd's bringing it. It looked like that one came in around 95 miles an hour. I do have a separate thing set up for the miles per hour, and assuming that's accurate, as the 1-1 pitch is up top for a strike, 2. One, 2 count. His sinkers are coming in at 94, 95 miles an hour. But Antoine Richardson is supposed to be very good at teaching guys how to steal. In fact, they credit him for the uptick in Juan Soto steals last year. The 1-2 pitch, swing, lifted, high and deep into left field. On the run, making the catch at the warning track, banging into the entrance of the bullpen is the Yaz, and that'll end the inning. So the Rays get one on once again, but can't get them across. We'll be back at a flash. 5-0 is your score. Good guys with the lead.
I just don't have the energy for this. I am unsubscribing from this drama.
John, your totals were 120 yards in 19 carries. What's your high? Do you keep track of how many carries you have in a game?
Well, my high will probably come in about another hour after the ball game. We'll have a few beers out in the parking lot, I'm hoping.
Y'all, I just saw a bubble skirt in real life for the very first time. And now I need to know how we outlaw them. I feel like I've been traumatized. I have never seen that much booty cheek on somebody that I wasn't married to or birthed. I'm just sitting in the parking lot. I was about to walk in Old Navy. I've seen him on the Lord's internet. I've never seen him out in the wild. I wouldn't think that you would wear that at 9:30 on a Saturday morning to the Bath and Body Works. It looked like she was wearing a scrunchie. Holy moly, it's a waist scrunchie. I think a scrunchie would cover up more. Is this what we're doing now? I do not want to participate. Count me out.
I literally was in bed. It was late at night, and the news came across that we got Greg. And I sat up, and I'm like, we just got a whole lot better.
I think the signing of Greg Maddux made a big difference for our ball club. He's always been rated, if not the top pitcher in the National League, he's been right there. So it's a great staff. It's a lot of fun to run a quality starter out there night after night.
They had went to the last 2 World Series, and half the rotation was already on the All-Star team. It seemed like a no-brainer for me.
We had established ourselves as young pitchers, but that was the over-the-top move because it just took us to another level.
Well, I want to go out there and do the best that I can do. I'd love to help this team win the World Series. I mean, you can't pitch in October by yourself. You need some help, and this team has as much help as anybody.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way as we begin the top of the 4th inning. Lefty-righty matchup to Tristan English is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing just gets a piece of that one. 1-2. Man on the mound there for the Tampa Bay Rays is Cam Boozer. Pitched with Boston and the White Sox, so Red Sox and White Sox the last 2 seasons. The 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Nasty changeup. Strike 3. He's got a career 4.28 ERA. He hails from Seattle, Washington. Played his college ball at Central Arizona, JUCO. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss to Luke Williams. It's 0-1. Antoine Richardson, though, we were talking about that in the last inning. They really credit him to teaching Juan Soto how to steal bases last year as the 0-1. Slaps it back foul 0-2. He saw a huge spike in his base rate. And the reason why I'm really interested is what can he get out of Acuna this year? Acuna coming off that injury last year, he didn't run a whole lot. He said that he's ready to run this year. And if that is the case, the 0-2 pitch, swing, hammers it down the third base line, but it bangs up against the Tarps foul. Do it again, 0-2. Lucas Williams from Park Ridge, Illinois. I always forget he was drafted by the Phillies. He's always felt like a Braves guy forever. Back in the 3rd round in 2015, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. if he could ever just get even if we could get him to a bad batting average, right? Because he was horrific last year. Batted 129 with a 370 OPS. I mean, it's just terrific. If you could even get him to a bad batting average, Luke Williams would be a great asset off the bench because he's got a good glove, great base runner, and then he's got the ability to throw that eephus pitch in blowouts so you don't have to wear out your bullpen. First pitch on the way to Jorge Mateo, the leadoff hitter, as it flips over again. It's 0-1. The 0-1 bangs it foul down the line. 0-2. Jorge Mateo from the Dominican Republic. And he is now about to be 31 years old. Played most of his career with the Baltimore Orioles. The 0-2. Just misses outside 1-2. So 1-2 count. For those of y'all who may not have been here with us yesterday, we're going to be doing a ton of spring training and World Baseball Classic coverage all month long. The 1-2 pitch, swing, lifts it down the right field line, and that'll be F9 in your scorecard, and the Braves go quietly in the fourth. We lead it 5-0. Back in a flash, the Rays grab the sticks when we return.
If your wife asks if y'all can have someone come and clean the house once per week, tell her you know the perfect person, then call her cell phone. After she backtalks, tell her you're going to speak to her manager, and then text yourself.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love y'all.
How to pronounce this word, but PepsiCo just officially recalled their sugar-free Shua PPs.
Nobody correct him. Let's all instead Shua PPs ginger ale from now on.
During the 1970s and 80s, the war in Vietnam came to an end, and an American president was driven from office in disgrace. The Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War ended. Democratic ideals flourished, but a new wave of fundamentalism ignited ancient animosities around the world. Casey Stengel and Satchel Paige died. By 1970, the national pastime was in trouble. Attendance had not increased for more than 2 decades. Now, the owner's grip on the destinies of the players was finally broken. And as their prospects improved, fans returned to the game. But old loyalties were sometimes forgotten. Now, what happened off the field, greed, scandal, strikes, seemed to overshadow the action on it. And now, as television demanded that most games be played at night, a whole generation of young fans would come of age without ever seeing a World Series game.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Five to nothing your score, and Dylan Dodd is back to work. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball, 90 miles an hour. Spins Palacios out of the way. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Whoa, inside, ball 2-0. Two high and inside pitches. Four-seam fastball each time. Well, that's ringing up at 90. Oh, this is Hayden Harris. I was answering something from one of the radio stations. Didn't realize Hayden Harris had come in. The 1-0. Inside ball 2-0. It's spring training for all of us, right? So a 3-0 count. Harris trying to find the zone and barely gets it inside. 3-1. My biggest concern was it was 5 miles an hour slower than the last inning. Then I looked up and saw the hair. I was like, wait a minute, that's not Dylan Todd. The 3-1 pitch. Swing! Rips it over towards shortstop, and that's going to get through for the base hit. The Braves were on a shift, and Mateo tried to backhand it but could not get through. And it's a leadoff single for the Tampa Bay Rays. But not only, talking about the Richardson thing from a couple innings, not only am I interested to see what he can do with Acuna, but everybody on the, because we've got a pretty athletic roster. As the first pitch is inside to Fortes, it's 0-1. Nick Fortes, lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1 pitch. Runner at first, nobody out. Hayden Harris, swing, rips it into left field, making the diving catch. No, his glove comes off. The Yaz grabs it, fires it into the infield, and it's going to be a single for the Rays. So close to making a great diving catch, but the glove popped off his hand. I'll tell you what, I'll take that as opposed to him getting that hand pinned. Remember, that happened to Jerickson Profar in the spring last year. I believe it was the first game. If not, it was the second. It was really early on. And he rolled over on his glove hand in the outfield and missed a couple of days. And little did we know, he was about to miss a lot more with the PEDs. Suspension. Pitch on the way to DeLuca is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. DeLuca, who hit a double his first time up. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. High and out of the zone. 1-2. Hayden Harris, if you'll remember, he came up briefly for the Braves last year in the bullpen, did really well. He's one of the highly talented bullpen arms the Braves have in the farm system. Is the 1-2 pitch. Swing. Bangs it down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. Braves have good depth in the bullpen. Not just what we added in the offseason, guys like Suarez and Payamps, but also what we have down on the farm that you know you're going to need them throughout the entire season. Can they get Daysbel Hernandez right? 1-2. Inside 2. Two count. Brings it. 3-2. We've had 2 serious injuries already before the season ever got going. Last week the announcement was the payoff pitch is fouled back. So a full count here. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Spencer Schwellenbach went under the knife this week and is expected to miss about 3 months. And Hurston Waldrop is going to get the same surgery on Monday. So the hope is that both of them would be back around the All-Star break. The payoff pitch, swing, this is back foul. We haven't had anything other than what was announced during the offseason, which was Sean Murphy is not expected to be back until May, and Ha-Seong Kim until June. Ha-Seong Kim broke his finger slipping on the ice, and as the payoff pitch is swung on, popped up can of corn over to second base. That's F4 in your scorecard. 1 down. So all in all, we've already gotten a lot of major injuries, just nothing in spring training so far. Actual spring training. Hassan Kim, the shortstop that we re-signed to come back for 1 year, slipped in the ice, and he's expected back sometime in June. So he had surgery on the finger. And Sean Murphy had surgery in the offseason. He's expected sometime in May. And I always say with the Braves, if they tell you 1 month, just add a month, because they're always, for whatever reason, a day late and a dollar short with the injuries. Pitch on the way is a sweeper to Keegan. It's 0-1. Runners at first and second, 1 out. So you're starting shortstop, you're starting catcher, and 2 of your 5 starting rotation guys are all out. Pitch is high and out of the zone, 1-1. But the good news is the bullpen is much deeper this year. Grant Holmes is expected to grab that 4th slot as the 1-1. Check swing for a strike, 1-2. Really is amazing because he was expected to have major surgery and he opted to not. And so far, so good. 1-2 count. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw down to third base. They're going to call him safe. It looked like the throw beat him, but slid on the outside part of the bag, and by the time Williams applied the tag, it looked like that he got him, or he got the bag before Williams got him. So a stolen base on the play. Runner at first stays put. There's runners on the corners with 2 outs after the strikeout. It's a good throw by Heim. I mean, man, that is close. Guess he just missed the tag. The head first slide out there. First pitch on the way to Velati. The number 9 hitter for the Rays is up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Ryan Velati, the right fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays. 0 for 1 on the day. The 1-0 swing, pops it up into the seats. Foul. First base side. 1-1. So credit Palacios with that stolen base. Fortes is at first. Harris comes set. Swing, pops it back foul. 1-2. Braves lead at 5-0, but Tampa threatening here. Harris comes set. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the 4-seam fastball up top, 91 miles an hour, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves keep them off the board. 5-0 your lead. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Braves Country Radio.
I'm surrounded by a lot of women in this department, and that includes the men.
I'm sorry, did you know that they put the Motorola Razr on display in a museum? Hang on. They put the Motorola Razr on display in a museum. How for? What come? 'Cause I had a Motorola Razr. Matter of fact, I was fickety flexing with my Motorola Razr, top of the line technology when it was in my possession. And now you got it on display in a museum like it's an ancient Egyptian artifact? Calm down, salientologist. And millennials, you know what this means for us, don't you? I'm not gonna say it out loud. I would never disrespect us in such a manner, but you know what this means, don't you?
In August of 1989, after a long investigation, the Commissioner of Baseball, Bart Giamatti, held a press conference.
The banishment for life of Pete Rose from baseball is the sad end of a sorry episode. One of the game's greatest players has engaged in a variety of acts which have stained the game. and he must now live with the consequences of those acts. It will come as no surprise that, like any institution composed of human beings, this institution will not always fulfill its highest aspirations. I know of no earthly institution that does. But this one, because it is so much a part of our history as a people, and because it has such a purchase on our national soul, has an obligation to the people for whom it's played, fans and the well-wishers and the millions, to strive for excellence in all things and to promote the highest ideals.
Less than 2 weeks after barring Rose from baseball, Giamatti died of a heart attack.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Joe Rock is on the bump for the Tampa Bay Rays. The left-hander fires a sinker into the dirt to Yastrzemski. 1-0, the 1-0. Misses down and away again. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Drops a 93-mile-an-hour sinker right there off the edge. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Way outside wide, four-seamer. And Yaz is heading down to first, so they must have miscalled that on the last one. So that was ball 4. They had it rang up as a strike. I didn't see the umpire's arm move, but that doesn't mean a lot in spring training because a lot of time they just kind of mail it in. So Joe Rock, it's a great name for a pitcher, but he throws 4 pitches all outside the zone for a 4-pitch walk, and he follows that up with a strike at the knees to Eli White, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored. The book of Eli. Kicks and fires, swing and miss. 7-2. 0-2 count. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch in the dirt. Change up, 1-2. Good block there behind the plate by Fortes. The 1-2. Swing! Rolls it over down the third base line. We'll do it again. Braves 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Tampa Bay 0 on the board as far as runs go. They do have 6 hits and no errors, so a clean game so far here. Spring training. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw down to second base is not going to be in time as the runner goes. So we get a stolen base by looks like that they brought Kilpatrick in to run for Yaz, so Yaz's night is over, the day is over. So Kilpatrick, we've seen him a ton in the spring training games we've done over the last few years. First pitch swinging, Heim dribbles it over to short. That's going to be a 6-3 putout, 2 down. On the play, Kilpatrick runs over towards third, but there are 2 away. First pitch on the way is off the glove of Fortes, and it'll bounce away, but it bounced up the third base line. So as he grabs it, Kilpatrick retreats. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there for a strikeout. One count. Down and away, 2-1. You're going to see as we lose the feed for a second. I'm not sure what will happen there. Tampa Bay has gone dark. Yeah, there we go. Got a 2-2 count, runner at third, 2 outs. That's the second time today we've had an issue with their. That time, the first time it was a freeze. That time the entire screen just went black. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. So what I was trying to say, I'll put it up at the break. You're going to see something come up on our posts on here on the page each week with the schedule is the 3-2 pitch. Down and away, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. We've got runners on the corners and 2 outs. Coming to the plate will be Kyle Farmer. Lefty-righty matchup. There's going to be a schedule put up on our posts as the first pitch on the way is swung on and sliced foul. It's on 1. And that's how you'll know how many doubleheaders and when they will be. Real quick, I'll throw it on the screen right now, but we'll leave it up at the break. And it'll be filled out each week in the 0-1. Slices it away. 0-2. Because this year we're going to be doing over 300 ball games here on the BCR. All the Braves games, and then about 2 to 3 doubleheaders a week during the regular season. All of October is the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So we'll put this up as we go to break so you can get an idea of what you're going to be looking at. We'll be back in a flash. 5-0 your score. Atlanta goes back to the field to protect the lead when we return.
All right, team. We're going to be reviewing the new client slide deck this afternoon. And get a haircut.
At least someone noticed. Yeah, thanks.
Brian, is that why I haven't been able to get a hold of you for like the last 3 hours?
Brian, did you get a haircut since our meeting this morning?
Well, yeah, it was a little slow, and I got one after our morning meeting, so...
Okay, you can't just get a haircut on company time.
Okay, well, my hair grows on company time, so I don't know what, like...
Are you joking, Brian?
Are you guys joking?
Y'all, I just completed a chore that I've been putting off for 6 months and it only took me 15 minutes to do it.
Libertarianism is all about individual liberty, and it should never be defined by the terms liberal or conservative.
And communism is no good.
That's right. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah. And what's the word for when a few clerics are in charge? Religious oligarchy.
Holy a man after my own heart.
The matter of Mr. Rose is now closed. Let no one think that it did not hurt baseball. That hurt will pass, however, as the great glory of the game asserts itself and the resilient institution goes forward.
If we think about the 80s, we will always remember 1989, which was a terrible year because it was the Pete Rose business hung over the sport all through the summer and came to a sad conclusion. Immediately afterwards, Bart Giamatti died, who would in a very short space of time had really become a significant figure in baseball and was admired and loved by everybody in the game to an extraordinary degree. And then we all went out to the World Series in San Francisco when the earthquake hit. which seemed to sum up the whole thing. It was the worst baseball year that I can remember.
Welcome back. Hope y'all are enjoying your Saturday here in February. The spring training gets rolling. Braves lead at 5-0, and pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup is the popped up into center field, drifting over, making the catch. As we have a bunch of new players to announce. It's Espinoza in for Eli White in center. F8 your scorecard, one away. So Kilpatrick in left as the pitch on the way is swung on. That ball scalded up the middle. Caminero with his second base hit of the day. Another worm burner, and there's one on, one out for the Tampa Bay Rays. So really quick, that's why you'll start getting just the numbers as we do this, because there's a ton of, as Caminero's going to get pinch ran for by Over. But Mateo is out, and Jarvis is in at short. Kilpatrick is in left. Espinoza is in center now. In right, it's Colsey. For Tampa Bay, Malloy is in left. O'Vern is pinch running for Caminero, who is the four-seam fastball, is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0-1. Righty. Kicks and fires. High and inside. James Karinchak is the pitcher on the mound. This is a guy you need to keep an eye on this spring. Karinchak has a career 3.10 ERA. Not too shabby, right? It gets better as the 1-1. Here's the throw down to second base as the runner takes off. Is he safe? It looks like he beat the tag. He did. And Tampa Bay's got a runner in scoring position. Runner at second. One out. Carson Williams on a 1-2 count now. He has not pitched in the major leagues since 2023. So he had a devastating injury. He's trying to fight back from that. But there's the 1-2 right there on the outer edge. Just misses 2-2. In 2023, he had a 3.23 ERA. In 2022, as a reliever, 39 innings and a 2.08 ERA. The 2-2. Swing. And their video froze again. Looks like it was a swing and a miss strikeout. It is 2 down. $5-0 your score. So this James Karinchak is one of those guys that a lot of folks are not going to pay attention to. But he is a big deal in this camp, and if he can get back to form, he really gives you depth in that bullpen. Morgan, the batter, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Now they're having a lot of issues with their video. The 0-1. Brings it. Up top for a strike. Curveball. 0-2. James Karinchak is from Newburgh, New York. He was drafted by the Cleveland Indians. The 9th round, 2017, out of the College of Bryant. He played his entire career with Cleveland from 2019 to 2023. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and there you go. A scoreless inning for Karinchak. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 5-0. They'll grab the bats.
People will say, I have a Facebook, but I don't really know why, because I don't ever get on it. Well, I get on mine all the time. You won't know why, because there's always something going on. There was this girl, okay? She was working in one of them little Herbalife tea shops, just minding her own business in there, and this creepazoid comes in. And he was clearly batting out of his league, y'all. It just wasn't going to happen. She asked him, she's like, look, can I help you? I don't know. Can you? What do you drink? I'll have whatever you like. And it was like the most uncomfortable, awkward conversation ever. He decides to take it upon himself to show her a photo of his little pee-pee, y'all. It seems Limp Bizkit here conned someone into marrying him after this whole incident. Did she find out about it? Yes, she did. His response was, I was just trying to enjoy my last few days of freedom.
Okay, I want you guys to tell me what you think this means. So I just passed a strip club, and their billboard sign said 50 beautiful ladies, 50, half of 100, 50 beautiful ladies. And under it, it said 99 beautiful legs. Does that mean one of the girls only has one leg?
Still, the family of baseball continued to grow. Larry McPhail's grandson Andy ran a team. Yogi Berra's son Dale played for a while. And one evening in California, back-to-back home runs were hit by Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. In Hoboken, New Jersey, the factory Maxwell House had built on the Elysian Fields, where baseball began, closed down. And that same year, the Baltimore Orioles opened a brand new, old-style ballpark on the site of the saloon once owned by the father of Babe Ruth. Everything had changed, and nothing much had changed.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth, 5-0 your score. Atlanta leads Tampa Bay. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Rays. Wisely back at the plate, taking the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Four-seam fastball comes in. Up top, ball 2-0. Man on the mound is Workman for the Tampa Bay Rays. As the 2-0 pitch is outside wide, ball 3-3 now. Logan Workman he has been a career minor league bullpen guy. As the 3-0 misses high and out of the zone. No, they call that a strike? Okay, 3-1. His career in the minors has a 3.35 ERA as the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 94. Bullet at the knees. Full count. Braves 5, Tampa Bay nothing. A 3-2 count, top of the 6th. And turns and kicks. Outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. One on, nobody out. Wisely will get pitch run for by Waddell as Tristan English comes to the plate. He's over with the strikeout. First pitch on the way, chops it back to the mound. That's going to be a 1-4-3 double play. So Tristan English didn't put enough English on that one, and there's 2 down. Cool hand Luke Williams to the plate. Like we said, there's going to be a ton of ball games on the BCR this year. Next week we have Tuesday through Friday, all of the Braves action. The first pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. swings it, chops it over to third. That's going to be a 5-3 putout, and Luke is 0 for once again. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-0. Tampa Bay trailing Atlanta. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR.
This is the career of Whitey Herzog. Doral Norman Elvert Herzog was given the nickname Whitey due to his light blonde hair. After spending time between the Senators, the Athletics, the Orioles, and the Tigers over his 8-year playing career, he decided to call it quits. His first stop after hanging up his cleats would be with the Athletics, where he worked as a scout and a coach. His first managerial job would be with the Texas Rangers, but it would be short-lived as he was fired that same year after the team went 47-91. He then moved on to the Angels, who hired him as their third base coach in 1974. His big break would come when he took over as the manager of the Kansas City Royals in 1975. He led the Royals to 3 straight American League West division titles from 1976 to 1978. The last stop on his managerial tour would be with the Cardinals, where he spent 11 seasons. He would lead them to a World Series win in 1982 and 2 other appearances in 1985 and 1987. In total, he led 6 division winners, 3 pennant winners, and 1 World Series win. His extensive baseball background would lead him to becoming a general manager with both the Cardinals and the Angels. He is known for his style of play nicknamed Whitey Ball, which concentrates on pitching, speed, and defense to win games rather than home runs. He was inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in 2010. To close it out, I will share a quote by Whitey himself. "Baseball has been good to me since I quit trying to play."
One of those forms of gentle poetry that runs through our lives and makes the more important issues of living bearable. You have to have moments that give you pleasure with your children or your hobbies or your games. And life can't all be big issues and heart surgery. You need something to give up. Something has to bring joy into the day. I've always thought that the 6 months during the baseball season, there was something in the day that wasn't there the other 6 months in winter. It was not that you had to listen to the game, but that you could if you needed it.
Swing and a miss, and he took a mighty cut. Quite a touching sight, everyone standing at Fenway Park as Ted Williams hit probably for the last time in a Boston uniform in this ballpark. Malarsic back to the wall. There's a drive to deep right center. This may be gone. Brad way back there watching. Home run, Ted Williams.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is swung on and lifted high and deep into right field, and that looks like that ball is going to be clocked, rocked, and gone. The Tampa Bay Rays are on the board. It's 5-1. Tampa Bay, Davidson, the pinch hitter, in for Palacios. Cranks one over the right field wall, and just like that, they are on the board to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Wow. Ball got way too much of the plate. That was basically batting practice there for the Tampa Bay Rays. Piper, the batter. First pitch on the way is Hernandez is the pitcher for the new pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. Cutter down and away for Baltimore. 1-1. 1-1. Lyser Hernandez, right-hander out of Venezuela. There's a pitch up top across the letters. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Hernandez looks in. Kicks and fires. Just misses. Four-seam fastball. Coming in about 93 miles an hour. 2-2. Kenny Piper batting .188 last year in the minors for the Rays. 9 home runs on the year. So he's an all-or-nothing type of guy. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the outside gas. 1 away. Thank you, Uncle Charlie. As Edward Olivares comes to the plate. Appreciate the channel support. First pitch to Olivares is a swing and a miss at the cutter. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-0. The 1-1 pitch is lined over towards first, and that's going to be L3 in your scorecard. 2 down. McCabe is in for English at first base. A couple other guys have come in. Gill is in for Luke Williams at third. Waddell, we mentioned him, pinch ran and stayed at second base for Wisely. As the first pitch swinging by Bellion. That'll be a lazy fly ball into right field, fighting the sun, but making the catch out there is Closey, and that'll end the inning. So the Rays put one on the board, but the Braves lead at 5-1. We'll go to the 7th here in the Grapefruit League in sunny Florida.
I'm be real. I'm gonna need you to chill out with believing in me, bro. You're making me nervous. That's so much pressure, man. Imagine walking through life like, man, I'm never gonna be anyone, man. I'm just gonna be mundane and just live my life to the emptiest. You know what I mean? And here comes old Joe, like, man, I've been seeing you. I just know there's so much more you're capable of, man. I believe in you. Shut your ass up, Joe. You don't know nothing about me, man. Quit telling me you believe in me, bro, because then I'm gonna go try. And then I'm gonna go fail. And then I gotta keep trying because I gotta prove you right. Leave me alone, bro. That's all I'm saying. I don't need to be out here motivated. I just need to be, turn me down, break me down. Just tell me I ain't nobody. Then I can live my life a little easier trying to prove you raised them expectations for me. Now I'm scared. Now I'm like, what am I missing? Why you got better vision than me, brother? Bro.
No one in the history of the game has more saves than Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman probably is setting records that may never be broken.
Trevor Hoffman has become the all-time saves leader in Major League Baseball history.
This guy makes it look like it's a walk in the park.
And Trevor's tremendous career numbers can be attributed to his devastating fastball changeup combination. Struck him out, and that's the ball game.
To try to hit a fastball, regardless of the velocity, and to back it up with a changeup that's like 12 miles an hour or slower is just so difficult to do.
Change, strike 3 call. Consistency has obviously been a Trevor trademark, and he's worked hard to maintain his success.
He's relentless in his workout and his routine.
40 saves in 9 different seasons. Another big league first.
500 saves for Trevor Hoffman.
Grapefruit League action. Atlanta leads Tampa Bay 5-1, top of the 7th inning. Martin on the bump, the right-hander for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Jarvis at the plate, who is now batting leadoff. In for Mateo. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Standing on deck is Kilpatrick, who came in for the Yaz. The Yaz, by the way, 2 for 2 on the day with the walk, a home run. As the 0-1 pitch is dribbled up the middle. That should be an easy 6-3 putout. It is. 1 away. One up, one down, and Kilpatrick coming to the plate. First pitch on the way is a curveball. Misses outside the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball. 1-1. Braves have, for those of y'all who may have missed the notes in the offseason, the Braves have moved opening day back a day to Friday. So there will be no opening day baseball for the Braves. They're going to start the season on that Friday, not that Thursday like the rest of the league. As the 1-1 misses high and out of the zone 2. Fear not, though, we are going to bring you a doubleheader that day. We're also going to start you off on opening night, which is Giants versus Yankees. It's a 2-1 swing and a miss, curveball, 2-2, or cutter 2. So Giants-Yankees starts the season off for real on Wednesday, March 25th, and then a full slate on the 26th, Thursday. We're going to do Reds and Red Sox at 4:10 p.m. as the 2-2 pitch. Inside, misses high. Full count. Later on that night, 9:45 first pitch, we're going to do Cleveland versus Seattle. And then it all gets going for the Braves, 7:15 first pitch on opening day. The payoff pitch, check swing. Did he go around? He did. Strike 3, 2 down. That'll bring Espinoza to the plate, who is in for Eli White, batting third from center field. And with the 3 doubleheaders we're going to average each week, Cubbies Fridays is the first pitch is a swing and a miss. That's a home run. Wrigley Fridays, I guess we should call them. When the Cubs are at home in Wrigley and playing the day game on the Friday, we're going to bring it to you as a part of the double dip. The 0-1, swing, listen down the line, foul. It's on 2. You can also expect quite a few broadcasts of the Tigers, Cleveland, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Seattle Mariners. The National League, we're going to be looking to bring a lot of Pittsburgh games along with the Cubs. The 0-2 off the plate. 1-2. Marcell Ozuna, now a Pittsburgh Pirate. There's just going to be a fun team to watch. They've added a lot of talent to that team. Cincinnati Reds. And, of course, the Phillies and Mets, when we can squeeze those in, those are just tough to do because we normally play at the same time. The 1-2. Pops it up high in the sky, can of corn over in the middle of the diamond, F5 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. Well, it's the 7th inning stretch. Get up and stretch, Braves country. It's that cheesy time. Welcome back. 0-1 count as Hernandez back out there for another inning. Fires a four-seam fastball in on the hands. It's 0-2. Had to kind of play with that. I remember now that might have to make a much shorter clip for spring training, but they don't give the full 2 minutes on the breaks, and they don't even. It doesn't appear that they do any kind of a take me out to the ball game in most of these spring training games anywhere in the stadium. 1-2 count. Kenny the batter pops it up high into left field, underneath it, and making the catch is Kilpatrick. One away. One down, and Malloy, who is the leadoff batter now, takes the cutter at the knees. It's 1-0. 1-0, righty-righty matchup. Justin Henry Malloy, 52 games last year with Detroit, batted .221 with a home run. Is the 1-0 in the dirt. Ball 2-2. What you can pretty much expect with these double headers is that we're going to grab 2 to 3. It really just depends on the way the schedule lands. Is the 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. We're going to be doing day-night split doubleheaders, so expect the first game to always come on around the 1 o'clock area, maybe a little earlier, maybe a tad later, and then catching the Braves at the 7:15 or somewhere in that neighborhood. That's the 2-1 right there for a strike, 2-2. But we'll be putting the schedule up each week on our posts. YouTube has made that available to do posts now. And you'll just be able to see you won't be able to squeeze in all the information, but we're going to give you the time of when the games are. Is the 2-2. Down below the knees, 3-2. And if you see BCBB, you'll know that's Braves Country Baseball. And the OOT means out of town. 3-2. Fouls it back. We're going to try to keep it on the teams that are expected to do well and that are in the playoff hunt, like the Tigers, like the Red Sox, like the Yankees, the Blue Jays, etc. But if we get a really good pitching matchup and it falls in the right time frame, we'll jump to that. So in other words, if Paul Skeens is on the bump, is the 3-2 pitch, fouls it back, we'll do it again. Get Paul Skeens going up against Framber Valdez, Tarek Skubal. Detroit-Pittsburgh will be on the menu. The 3-2 pitch, fouls it off. But of course the Braves take the precedent, so it won't affect any of the Braves broadcasts. Just trying to bring you more of Major League Baseball because as we saw last year, a lot of folks enjoyed seeing other teams and getting to know other teams, and I think a lot of us just love baseball. We just don't think about watching other games sometimes. The 3-2 pitch, swing, slaps it over towards left side of the infield. That'll be an L6 in your scorecard, 2 down. And of course, the WBC, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. And that was a 9-pitch at bat. I thought it was climbing up there. That was a 9-pitch at bat there for Malloy. Overn, the batter, so he came in to pinch run for Caminero. And now in center field, the number 3 hitter takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. And high in the sky, fighting the sun. That will bend into the crowd behind home plate. Camargo, the Braves catcher, now in for Hine, gave it a chase, but ran out of 1-1 pitch. Swing. That ball's hammered over the right-hand side. That's through for a base hit. And it is a 2-out single for the Tampa Bay Rays. Good hard hit ball. Atlanta leads at 5-1 here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. First pitch on the way is a cutter outside. Carson Williams, it's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. The runner takes off, and he's a head-first slide under the tag, and that'll be another runner into scoring position for the Tampa Bay Rays. Waddell applied the tag but had to wait for the bounce, and by the time he grabbed the ball, runner head first slide was underneath it. 1-1, high and out of the zone, 2-1. Spring training action, the Yankees lead the Tigers 8-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees are batting. Hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. 2-1. Right for their first strike zone, too. Pirates 8-2 over the Orioles in the 7th. Red Sox lead the Twins 4-2 in the 7th. Nationals 6-2 over the Cardinals in the 5th. Astros and Nats are in the 6th, and it's 1-1. Blue Jays lead the Phillies 3-0 in the 6th as we're getting an ABS challenge, and the call is overturned. And so it'll be a 3-1 count. Marlins lead the Mets 2-0, and the rest of the action takes place at 3:05. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 3-2. He was trying to rip the cover off of that one. A little surprised you don't get a night game here on the first day of spring training. A lot of times they do that. They'll give you a 6 or 7 o'clock game. The 3-2 pitch, fouled off. We'll do it again. Runner at second, 2 outs. Hernandez kicks and fires, and that ball is fisted over towards shortstop. It's going to be a soft pop-up and F6 in your scorecard, I should say, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 8th inning here on the BCR. Oh, it's 8th inning time. You know what that means.
"106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it."
It's happy hour. When wins become losses and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay.
Get it! Hey!
Now, dinner ready? Put my pants on, one leg at a time. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is milk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Yeah. For me, the Lord, you don't understand it. We're on a mission for God.
welcome back. Top of the 8th we go. And first pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Evan Reifert, right-hander on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays in the baby blue jerseys and baby blue ball cap, white pants. Camargo standing at the plate. Behind catcher in for Heim. Has a 1-1 count. 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. We got vids that they're gonna drop for all those things like the 8 ball. The 8th inning. We're just waiting until opening day to elimination. The 1-2 count. In the dirt. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, slices it foul. Do it again. The 2-2 pitch to Camargo. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 4-seam fastball. 1 down. That'll bring Closey up to the plate. He's in for Gamble, playing right field. Kyle Farmer is on deck. First pitch is a sinker. Righty-lefty outside the zone. It's 1-0. Tigers and Braves. Tuesday, 12:45 will come on the air. That's our next broadcast here for BCR. 1-0. Inside ball 2-2. We're bringing you the Braves versus the Pirates on Tuesday versus the Tigers on Tuesday, the Pirates on Wednesday, the Yankees on Thursday, and the Red Sox on Friday is the 2-0 right there for a strike, 2-1. We'll put all that up as a post by Monday. 2-1 count. Up top for a strike, 2-2. And then the following week is when the WBC starts at the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And once again, we'll be putting these all up as posts on the Braves Country Radio YouTube channel, so you can always go in and check them. For y'all who aren't familiar with the YouTube posts, they're basically just like tweets or whatever. You can put a picture of something, or you don't even have to put a picture, just tell people what's going on. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Nobody on, 2 outs. As they lose their feed once again. I have no earthly idea what's going on because all they have is, there we go, 0-2. The production on this is it's wonky at best. That ball's chopped foul towards the dugout. Braves lead at 5-1, top of the 8th, 0-2 count, righty-righty. Here's the pitch from Reifert in the dirt. Good one-handed block. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 2-2. Good news is on Tuesday versus Detroit and Wednesday versus Pittsburgh is the 2-2, high and inside, 3-2. You should see a lot of the starters out there. Those are both home games for the Atlanta Braves. The game against the Yankees is a road game, and then they're back home again on Friday. The payoff pitch swung on, chopped over towards the left side of the infield. Looks like that'll be a 5-3 put out. It is, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Braves lead it by 4 here in opening day here in spring training.
It's a family pool, not a make-a-family pool. Separate.
What's for dinner?
Pork chops.
Pork chops. What else?
Applesauce.
Pork chops and applesauce. That's swell.
I got a lot of dudes in my comments. I got a lot of dudes in my DMs saying the wrong things. Don't tell me I'm hot. Don't tell me I'm pretty. Don't tell me I'm... Tell me you're sending me money. Keep it short and sweet.
There was a great story. Lisa Newhouse Saxon, who was a colleague of mine at the LA Daily News, she was covering the Dodgers and the Angels at a time when female sports reporters were pretty much banned. They were shunned. And she was at a game in Cincinnati covering the Dodgers, and she wanted to go into the locker room to do a story about Mario Soto. And they kicked her out of the locker room. The Reds people just had enough and sent her back. So she was just depressed. And the next day she'd get on the team bus, and Vin was sitting there, and Vin said, "Come here, sit next to me." So she does, and Vin just said to her, you know, without even saying what happened with the incident, he goes, "Who is it do you want to be like as a sports reporter?" She goes, "Oh, this guy is so popular, and this guy is really good." And Vin just said, "You know, you should really just be your authentic self. Just be Lisa." And from that, it gave her this great sense of confidence. And she actually she lived near him in Brentwood, and she went to church with him. He invited her to come to church with him, and it was just one of those blessings that you can't make up. And when Vin was inducted into the Baseball Reliquary, which is this great event we have out in Pasadena every year, Lisa did the acceptance speech for him and told that story. And I knew about that story, so Lisa just that was her go-to story about Vin, this tomboy who grew up listening and wanting to play baseball, and how everyone says don't meet your heroes. And she said, no, this hero was much greater than all I could imagine.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. 5-1 your score. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tampa Bay coming to the plate. First pitch on the way is the right-hander Pope is on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. Pitch misses down and in. 1-0. New pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, Austin Pope. The 1-0. Slices it foul down the line. 1-1. He's going head-to-head with Davidson, who's in for Palacios. Pope from White Plains, New York, drafted by the Diamondbacks in 2019, was the 1-1. Swing and a miss at the slider on the outer edge, 1-2. Played his college ball at Fairfield, the 15th round pick, and made it to the major leagues with Arizona, but just 2 innings, 1 game last year, did not give up a run. The 1-2 chops it over towards second base. That'll be a 4-3 put out, 1 away. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Didn't get a chance to hit this one yet.
What's for dinner?
One out. In the dirt.
Hey, chef, what's for dinner?
2-0. Not 100% sure what we're doing for dinner tonight. We got plans to see the family tonight, so we're not sure. My wife's family, not sure what we're going to end up doing. The 2-0 in the dirt, 3-0. Had an egg Sammy, bacon and egg Sammy for breakfast this morning. 3-0 count. Kicks and fires. Just misses off the edge. Ball 4. Man, that was close. That's one of those ones you think about challenging if it was a big part of the game. Iron Lung says he's going Jack in the Box. What'd you get at Jack in the Box? Yeah, they got so many things there. Righty-righty matchup is Piper. Stands at the plate, swing and a miss at the slider in the dirt. It's 0-1. Runner at first, one out, 5-1 your score. The 0-1. Kenny Piper takes a swing at the slider just below his knees, 0-2. Career minor leaguer Kenny Piper. Been playing pro ball since 2021. The 0-2 pitch. Good block there, 1-2. Margo's still behind the plate for the Braves. A good block to keep the runner close by. Ultimate bacon cheeseburger. I'll tell you what, Iron Lung, don't sleep on is the 1-2 pitch. Swing, chops down the third base line. Foul. After a couple of cold drinks, late night drive-through. Don't sleep on those Jack in the Box tacos. Those deep fried tacos. They're terrible for you, but man, that grease will soak up the alcohol. The 1-2, they're going to flip it over to first. Caught him leaning, got him. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. Picked off in 2 outs. And a 1-2 count now, so just like that, the infield will play back, and the strike for getting out of this. Iron Lung has got to stay light at work, but he's talking about eating an ultimate bacon cheeseburger in front of The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll end the inning. We'll head to the 9th inning. One more inning to go. Braves lead at 5-1 here on opening day in the Grapefruit League. We'll be back in a flash.
Come every time you say I'm tired, there's always a parent nearby that's going to say if you don't have children, you don't know what tired is. But have you guys considered how exhausting it is listening to you complain about your children all the time? I need a double espresso and 20 milligrams of Adderall just to keep my eyes open around you all sometimes. So, did you save the receipt?
This is the career of Pete Browning. He referred to his eyes as lamps and was said to have stared into the sun to strengthen them. He named his bats after biblical figures and retired them when he felt they ran out of hit. He was primarily an infielder in his first 3 seasons, but was moved to the outfield in 1885 where he stayed until the end of his career. In his first season as a pro in 1882, he led the American Association in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. He had his best season in 1887, scoring 137 runs, amassing 220 hits, stealing 103 bases, and driving in win 118. Twice in the decade he hit for the cycle, once in 1886 and again in 1889. In 1890 he won his third and final batting title, hitting .373 for the Cleveland Infants. His .341 career batting average remains one of the highest in Major League history. What's even more impressive is he did all this despite being deaf from an inner ear condition known as mastoiditis. Because of his condition, he would often appear on the field while drunk, and was even suspended for the final 2 months of the 1889 season for drunkenness. Some say he was the inspiration behind the popular Louisville Slugger line of bats. Even with everything I've told you, he still isn't in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What do you think? Should he be?
I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball.
Welcome back as we head to the 9th inning. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up. High into right center field. Drifting over. Making the easy catch in right field for the Tampa Bay Rays is Olivares. One away. Hayden Snellsire. Man, that is a heck of a name. Snellsire is on for the Tampa Bay Rays. 2.97 ERA in Bowling Green Single A last year. First pitch misses up top, outside. It's 1-0. I don't know what Pete is calling junk out of a can. Is the 1-0 down and in? Pitch on the way, swing, pops it up. High into center field, underneath it, making the catch. F8 in your scorecard, and quickly, 2 down. Pitch made out there by Over. Karen is asking about if the Braves players are playing because it's spring, the new Braves players playing because it's spring training. It's a mixed bag. Some guys want to get the work in. Some of the starters will mainly play at home. As the pitch on the way, swung on, popped up, and the ball is dropped. You're going to get an E6 in your scorecard. Wind and sun had a little bit to do with that, but that is a major league pop-up. Should have been caught by Williams. Instead, it keeps the inning alive for the Atlanta Braves. That is Carson Williams. Not Ben Williamson. First pitch right there for a strike to Jarvis. Jim Jarvis. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 today. So spring training games, it really just depends on what the coaching staff and what the players want to get work in on. But you'll see quite a few of them in the game on Tuesday because it is a home game. The road games, it really is a crapshoot. Sometimes guys say, nah, I want to be able to get some work in. Sometimes they want to get their work back at their home facility. The 0-2 swing. And that's going to be a 1-3 put out. Low throw, but a good scoop by Morgan to keep it from going to the outfield, and that'll end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs away from putting this one in the books here in Braves country.
Suspect only got with me because she wanted mixed babies.
Suspect only got with me because he wanted good credit.
Suspect tells we throwing up gang signs.
Suspect talks like a white guy when he gets around my family.
Listen here, buddy.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go watch the game with Mark.
I haven't seen you all week. I thought we'd spend some time together.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, it's the playoffs.
Sounds like a game is more important than me.
No, of course not. I'm sorry.
So you're staying home?
No.
So why don't you spend the first half of the game with him, and then you can come home to me?
or we could break up and get back together in 4 hours.
When you go to spring training, and listen, I bring it, chat, I don't really care what y'all do. You should not be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. You sign Article 21. When you go into every spring training, there is Article 21 on every wall. You do not bet on baseball. You do not bet on baseball. It is a lifetime ban. If you bet on your team, it is a 1-year ban if you bet on the sport in general. Like, you have to sign it. They say it in English, Spanish. They'll get it in any language that you want to hear it. Okay? To me, he knew what he was doing. He just didn't think he'd get caught. He's like, I'm Pete Rose. I'll do whatever I want. Now, if we want to play this back, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Black Sox. His numbers say he should be in the Hall of Fame. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? He got a lifetime ban. He died 100 years ago. Why don't we let him get in?
We should.
Oh, but we're not.
He's
so
got my
what's
vote.
different about Pete Rose? And Joe Jackson, there's less evidence on him than there is on Pete Rose. People say he didn't bet on him. He hit like 400 in that World Series. Played great. Right? Other guys admitted, yeah, we threw it. But he was like, I didn't have anything to do with it. But they still banned him for life. Why is he not in? Right? So, to me, it sucks. It's one of those black marks on the game. But also, Pete did it to himself. He doesn't deserve it because he knew what he was doing.
Welcome back. Bottom of the ninth we go. Braves lead the Rays 5-1. First pitch right there. He hit the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. New pitcher in for the Atlanta Braves. Right-handed Sean Reed Foley drops a slider there at the knees. It's 0-2. Might remember him from the Mets. He was on the Mets from 2021 to 24. Was not in the majors last year because of injury. Prior to that was with Toronto as the 0-2 pitch. Chops it foul. Lifetime ERA of 4.10. Had a phenomenal 2024 before the injury. 21 innings, he had a 1.66 ERA. The 0-2 count. Oh, looking strike three. Punched him out on the outer edge. One down. 95. One of these veterans the Braves hope to have in the mix for depth, if nothing else. You know you're always going to get injuries. The Braves have already had their share. Ha-Seong Kim, shortstop, out till at least June. Sean Murphy is expected to be out until, my guess is June. The four-seam fastball misses to Melwin. That's one of that. Schwellenbach and Hurston Waldrop are expected to be out till July. It's a check swing slider. And we just don't know if any of these guys come back at all, especially the pitchers, because we've seen it too much. I mean, remember last year when Ronaldo Lopez was being talked about? Well, we're going to revisit it here in a couple of months, and then we never got an update. The next thing you know, we're packing up shop and heading to October. 1-2 count. I figured you'd like that snip bobblehead. The 1-2 count. Inside, four-seam fastball, 2-2. Yeah, I think those cups are pretty cool just because you can connect it to a Bluetooth. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, nasty slider. I'll tell you what, Reed Foley's looking like he's back to where he was before the injury. This would be a nice surprise. Of course, he's not going against major league hitters right now, but we should see a ton of him in the spring. Braves 5, Rays 1. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs. Kenny coming to the plate. Swing and a miss at the changeup. It's 0-1. Next Braves broadcast here on the BCR will be Tuesday against the Tigers. As the 0-1 swing chops it over towards first. This should be an easy G3 in your scorecard, and it is. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. 5-1 your final score. Heck of a game by the Braves out of the gates. Five runs, 7 hits. No errors. 1 run, 9 hits, 1 error. Game ball, I'm going to give it to the Yaz. Mike Yastrzemski goes out there in his Atlanta Braves debut and goes 2 for 2, solo shot and a walk, scores 2 runs, and is batting 1,000 with a 3.500 OPS. Put him in the Hall of Fame. We'll see you on Tuesday, Braves versus Tigers, 12:45 first pitch, and 4 games next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all starting 12:45. Y'all have a great weekend, Braves country. Good to have the Atlanta Braves back.